Welcome to the ABCs of Preschool, the show that covers all things from parenting to childcare. And we're going to get real about how not just to survive, but thrive in the early years. I'm your host, Miss Amber. I'm a mom of 5 and early childhood expert with over 25 years in the industry. Whether you're a parent, an educator, or just curious about early childhood education, this podcast is for you. Each week, we're going to dive into what life looks like raising little ones, with special guests, industry experts, and personal stories that will leave you inspired and empowered. Get ready to explore, imagine, and discover the beautifully messy that comes with these magical years. Buckle up, because thriving during the early years is a wild and rewarding ride. Welcome to the ABCs of Preschool. I'm your host, Miss Amber. I'm excited to be here today. Today, I see you, home daycare providers. This episode is for you if you're listening and you know someone who is an amazing, extraordinary home daycare provider. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of you out there that wake up early in the morning. I'm telling you, the crack of dawn in the morning, and you do not stop working until it's dark in the evening. I see you. You have a very hard job and it's not easy. And so I want to shine a light on you. I think you're amazing. Thank you for all of your hard work, your dedication, your love for children. We need so many more loving, caring, amazing early childhood educators like yourself. And you are making impact. You are making a difference in not only your little kiddos' lives, but your clients, your families, because they trust you, they rely on you. You know, it's not easy leaving our little ones with someone. So you are loved. You are needed and you are loved. And today we're going to talk about work smarter, not harder. Tips for home daycare providers. I see how hard you work. 3 ways to make your daycare business easier on you. And you're probably like, yeah, right. This is like the hardest job ever. It is the hardest job ever. And I think more people need to understand how hard it is to be a daycare provider. It's way harder to be a daycare provider than to even be a teacher in an early childhood education center. At least I would think so, because in a teacher in an early child care center gets to just go to work, teach for 8 hours, and then come home and leave it all behind. But as a home daycare provider, you are not just providing amazing care, you are an entrepreneur. Do you know that? You're an entrepreneur. You are a business owner. Own it, accept it, celebrate it. You're an entrepreneur because you wanted to be your own boss. That's why you're doing this. You wanted to be your own boss. You wanted to bring financial, help financially for the family, and you love kids. So it's awesome. I want to say thank you again. And I want to honor you, acknowledge you, but I also want to encourage you to work smarter and not harder. And so, what do I mean by that, right? We're going to talk about streamlining operations is the first thing I want to talk about as part of the tips. So, streamlining operations. Simplify your daily routine. And I'm going to say it's really important to have a routine. I think routines with little ones equals less stress on parents and teachers, on early daycare providers. If there's no schedule and if there's no routine, I feel like kids get so bored and they start acting out, right? So, how does your operation look now? How does your daycare look now? If you just took an honest look of how it's going, what's working well and what's not, is there a daily routine that you can simplify a little bit more? Maybe it's just coming up with a routine. There's morning drop off. You do circle time, you do music time, you have art time, you have outside time, you have snack time. Whatever that is, can you create a simple but engaging routine for your kids? And I'm going to call them students because they are students, right? Because I hope that you own that you are an early childhood educator. And that's amazing. That's awesome. So I want to encourage you, if your program right now, if you're taking an honest look at your home daycare program, and if it's just free play and just TV and just not much going on as far as activities or academics, I think that's your first thing. I think you might be causing more stress because kids may be acting out. If you can create a simple daily routine that your kids know what's going on and when, it will facilitate easy transitions between activities. So when kids thrive on routine, let's just face it, they thrive on routine. And a lot of us adults thrive on routine. I was just talking to someone yesterday, like, I need routine. I love routine. Like, my mornings are very routine. I wake up, my husband and I spend time together. I go on a walk. I brew a fresh cup of espresso. I sit outside if it's not raining and I journal. I put my AirPods in, I meditate, I manifest, I write down my goals, my wishes, all the things I'm thankful for. I drink my coffee, I close my eyes, I pray, I just have a moment, I clean the kitchen and I go to the gym and then I work whatever the day is going on. I jump on calls or meetings, but my morning is very, very like a ritual. It's like a routine. I strive on routine and so do kids. So looking at your daycare, the first step really truly is creating a schedule. If you need any help with this, reach out to us at thelovingstartway.com. And our curriculum program for $8.99 actually has everything, all the activities. I mean, the entire month is planned for you. And guess what? By creating a simple routine, your kids are going to be happier. They're going to be learning. They're going to be less grumpy because they're going to be on a nap schedule, a snack step schedule. It just makes your life so much easier. And the parents, your parents are going to be even happier because their kids are going to be even happier. Number two is delegate. Delegate, delegate, delegate. As entrepreneurs, as business owners, and especially as daycare providers, you are doing everything. You're working 10 to 12 hours a day. That's insane. Think about it. That is insane. There's not most people when they go to work are working 8-hour shifts. You are a home daycare provider working 10 to 12 hours a day, typically with no breaks and with little ones. That is draining. That is exhausting. That's why I'm saying I see you. That is so tiring. If you're a parent that has children in a home daycare provider, spoil your home daycare provider. You have to realize how hard they work. But what are the tasks that you are struggling with? What are the tasks that you do not like? And if you are exhausted and then you can't even show up for your own personal kids at the end of the night because you're so tired, of course, you're so tired. What can you delegate? Can you hire an assistant? Can you have an intern from a local high school? There's internship programs all the time now where high schoolers want to get into the early childhood field. Reach out to your local high school and see what kind of internships maybe that you can do. Set boundaries. Boundaries are really important, especially for early childhood educators and especially for you home daycare providers. Set boundaries with your parents and set your daycare up as a business. Set out the rules and the guidelines, put the boundaries up and follow them. Your parents, your clients are going to respect you way more. But delegating tasks, hiring, even if it's like a part time person, maybe 2 days a week where you have just little breaks in the middle of the day. Maybe you can catch up on paperwork, you can sit on the couch, just getting little breaks like every normal person in jobs is so important. So delegate. Yes, you're going to make a little bit less money, but your health, your emotional well being, just your amount of stress is so much worth it for the future to make a little bit less in delegating things that are really stressful. And effective time management. As home daycare providers, it's really hard to do self care. You're probably like, how do I even work out? How do I go on a walk? How do I do any of this? Because my whole world is taking care of these cute babies and kids. But guess what? Self care is so important, especially in this field, because you're giving so much of yourself. You're giving so much love and care and pouring it into your little babies and your kiddos. But if you do not pour it into yourself, you're going to get so burnt out and you're going to hate this job. And we need more of you. We need more of you to stick around for the long haul. So where is it that you can carve out breaks when your kiddos are napping? Make sure you're getting a break during that time. When you put your kiddos to nap, make sure you're taking a break at that time. Really prioritizing self-care. If you have a client that is taking advantage of you and always late picking up their kids, stop that. You deserve better. Your time is more and better. That's where putting the boundaries and task batching. So how can you group like a bunch of things together? So maybe one day a week, maybe when all your kids are napping, you spend 1 hour a week on prepping for the entire week. So you have all your projects and you write out all your activities. So every day you're already prepped and ready to go. Maybe you meal prep on another day. You're meal prepping so you're not doing it every single day. So if there's a way you can, time management, maybe like tighten that up a little better, may help you. Using a planner or a schedule, a big calendar, and just kind of planning your week out. And again, maybe there's something that you're lacking on. Maybe you need to go like a curriculum service like us, like the Loving Start Way, or, so someone else can do that stuff for you. Finding and building a supportive network. There's Facebook groups, there's like our community, but really like talking to other people in the business is so beneficial because you're like, I see you, you see me. Oh my gosh, we have a really hard job, but it's also like one of the best jobs because it's so freaking rewarding. Parent involvement. A lot of times parents like to help. And you know what? Maybe you want to say, hey, you know what? Who wants to come in, once a week and read a story or come in and do a cooking project with the kids? I think that's a really great way to take a little bit of stuff off your plate and actually have the parents come and get involved. I bet you there'll be a lot of parents who would like to do something like that. Like I know for a fact we do grandparent week where grandparents come in and read stories to our kids, our students. Parents come in, they love it. They love it. We have so many people that come in and do that. It's something very simple and easy, but it's also bridging the gap and really working together for the betterment of their child. And then, of course, outsourcing. So here's the thing, too, like there's Fiverr, there's Canva that you can use, that you can create lesson plans, flyers. Fiverr is a great way for things that you really don't like. You can find bookkeepers on there. So outsourcing is really important. Delegating is so important. So just some tips for you. I see you. I know how hard you work, daycare providers, but it is okay to really admit I am an entrepreneur and I'm a real business owner. And setting boundaries and saying, this is how my program is run. These are my hours that are strict. That is okay. And that is healthy. And it actually gives, and I think your clients will respect you more. But self-care, delegating, outsourcing, maybe batch cooking if you're cooking, or maybe you want to say, I'm done cooking and prepping food for my kiddos. Have all the parents bring lunches. We did that. I did that like 15 years ago. I took out cooking at our schools and now we only have the parents bring their food. It's awesome. It saves so much on money and time. So taking a good look at how is your program running now? Do you have a schedule? Is it set every day? Do you have projects? Do you have activities? Are the kids bored? If they're bored, are they acting out? And then just see how can you make your life simpler. Thank you so much for joining us at the ABCs of Preschool. I'm your host, Miss Amber. Please visit us at thelovingstartway.com. We would love for you to join our community. And if you want to save time every single month, $8.99 a month, it is a steal. We have the whole month curriculum printed out. We have circle time, art time, language, science, math, music. The books to read every month is a new theme, literally hours of our time that we came up with. All the curriculum saves you hours of your time. Check it out today at thelovingstartway.com. Enjoy your week. And daycare providers, I freaking see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your hard work.
Thanks for listening. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hear this podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss the next episode. For more information on how to work with me, Miss Amber, visit me at thelovingstartway.com or follow me on Insta at thelovingstartway.